Hello, welcome to my channel. So on my channel, what I'm going to do is talk about like a lot of things that we don't talk about anymore, or we tend to hide. I'm going to talk about things like that girls go through, like girl problems. Today specifically, the topic I'm going to talk about is breakups. Every week I'm going to do a new vlog about a new topic that girls go through, just so we can cope with each other about these things, and you can definitely comment and let me know a topic to talk about, because I might not be able to think of everything, but please comment and let me know, so we can just talk about it, and vent about it, because don't have friends to vent to. Like, some people just feel lonely and they start getting upset, and we and encounter mental illness, and we definitely don't talk about that enough. It's like we feel like we have to be so strong that we can't show those emotions, and it's important that we do reach out and talk to each other and support each other and help each other. I definitely been through it, and that'll be like another topic that I'll talk about, because I'll probably be a little longer video. But yeah, it's important that we get this stuff out and we all talk about it. So today specifically, the girl problems I'm gonna talk about is breakups. Now, most of us, and consider yourself lucky if you haven't, been through a breakup, a heartbreak. And I'm not talking about like little breakups to where like they didn't impact you emotionally, like you was fine, like a short relationship. I'm talking about like that heartbreak, like maybe from your first love, or maybe you got a divorce. I'm going to just tell you about my story. Maybe it'll help other people. It's not going to be that long. But when I was, I think I was, 14. I was 14 years old. I'm originally from Oklahoma City. Then my mom moved us to Kokomo, Indiana. Then she moved us to Indianapolis. And now Kokomo, Indiana is primarily like multiracial. They have it's a lot of mostly like Caucasians, and you see a lot of mixed people. There is some black people too, but it's like a lot of people are like lighter skin and stuff. It's a lot of interracial, biracial relationships there. But I met my best friend. Her name's Mariah. We met in 7th grade. She's biracial. She attracted a lot of dudes, and sorry, I don't have anything in this car to set this up on, but she attracted a lot of dudes, and I mean, I attracted some, but I didn't attract as many as her, because it seems like a lot of people there, they just liked light-skinned girls or mixed girls. So I was just, used to it. It is what it was. So just to fast forward a little bit, my mom already planned on moving to Indianapolis, Indiana for better opportunities. She was gonna go into school there, and of course, Kokomo is very, very small. Kokomo, Indiana. Indianapolis isn't huge, but it's way bigger, more opportunities. It's the city, it's the capital. So we end up moving there, and just as well, I don't have a father in my life too, so he was absent in my life. But that's another story too, another topic. But with that being said, I never really seen or felt the physical love I needed from a man. I didn't really know how to love a man, just because of my mom. Like, she divorced my dad when I was a baby, and like he just didn't reach out to be a father, so I really didn't know and get to see and experience what that was. Like, I didn't know how it felt to be loved by a man. Like, nobody showed me that. So I had to take that in my own hands. Now, I met this one boy, and I'll just call him B. So I met him in the neighborhood. Now, remind you, when I moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, I mean, it was way more black people than what I was used to. And I was used to, like I said, men being attracted more to like mixed girls, or the Caucasians in Kokomo, the Caucasian girls, like the black men. That's what they were attracted to. So I wasn't expecting to get so much attention when I moved to Indianapolis. And when I moved to Indianapolis, like, I got so much attention that I was not expecting. Like, it was so many men trying to talk to me. It was so many so much attention, and I love that attention because I never had that. Like, so I absolutely love that attention. And one of the most attractive dudes in the neighborhood, he wanted to talk to me. And like a lot of people in the neighborhood, like girls and stuff, they were already telling me about him. Like, yeah, you know, his name is B. You know, he's very, very, you know, he's the cutest one here, and everybody likes him. Da, da, da. So like, you know, he approached me and stuff, and I know a lot of people had a crush on him. So I was shy. I didn't show much interest in him, but he started showing his interest in me. Like I said, I wasn't used to that attention. And just to fast forward again a little bit, about 2 years later, because we reunited about a year before that, because he ended up moving out of those apartments. And then fast forward 2 years later, he ended up being my first. And like, I was so crazy over him. Like, I was so weak over him. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was just like I was so blinded by a lot of things, because we have to learn that we should have self-love for ourselves, like self-respect. Like, we shouldn't let a man treat us any kind of way. And a lot of it's like, oh, I don't. But like, we can't say, a lot of us can't say we never have, though, because I know now, I know my worth. But before then, it's like I just let him do whatever. Like, we was never in a relationship, and that's because at that time I was young. I was 14. So like, we was never in a relationship because of course I wasn't allowed to have relationships in the house. Of course, my mom wouldn't let me do that. But I would just hear different things about him, you know, like he would say, "Oh, I love you. I want to marry you." And I held on to that. Like, I held on to that so strongly. You could not tell me back then the man was not going to get married and have children. Like, I believed that so strongly. Then I had to find out, like, in going back and forth, probably about, I would say we was dealing with each other about 4 years, maybe. Yeah, about 4 years, like back and forth on and off dealing with each other. He was dealing with other people. Dealing with other people seriously at that. He didn't take me serious. Um, and he ended up getting somebody else pregnant. I had to find out through social media. He was tagged to an ultrasound, and I asked him about it, and then, you know, he was like, yeah, but I'm just like, why wouldn't you tell me? And he's like, oh, well, we was on a break. I mean, we was mad at each other. Like, and it really doesn't matter, you know. It's just like I could see from that point that I wasn't important to him. Like, when I look at it now, it's just like, wow, like, I really wasn't obviously important to him. I believed I was, because that's what he would tell me, and I was young and naive. But it's like, he never took me on dates. You know, he took me around his family a few times, but it's like he never took me on a date. Like, I I was the true definition of a writer. I'm not even gonna name all the stuff I done for him, but just know that I would ride with him all around the city, and he was into some bad things, and I would help him out. Like, I was the true definition of a ride or die. I always gave him money. I didn't even have a job. I was only when I met him, I was only 14. But like, throughout the years, I didn't even have a job. You know, so like, for me to do everything that I did do for him, like, it's just, I just keep thinking about how stupid I was, because it's just like, I really did so much for him. Gave him money. Anytime I got money, I gave him money. And it was a lot of money. Like, I just always get, because I felt like I had to do that. And it's just like, it just wasn't worth it. And I just wouldn't want my daughter, you know, to go through something like that. Like, you have to know your self-worth. But it's like, I was so hurt after that. Like, he played me. You know, he really played me. Like, he just used me. And like, this whole time he has something else, you know, on this, like, playing on the side. Like, he ended up getting married. He has probably, like, I think 5 kids now. Like, you know, he ended up playing me. And like, this whole time I was believing we was gonna get married and have kids, because that's what he told me. But then when I think about it now, in a positive perspective, that was like, that was an experience that made me like who I am today. One of them. It was just one of many experiences that made me who I am today. That was just the first male that hurt me, that hurt me. Like, it wasn't the last, but it was the first one, and it wasn't even the most important. It was just the first smell that hurt me. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because that age group is important. So you have children's cousins, nieces, um, even like nephews, sisters, like this, in that age group of like finding themselves, like I would even say starting at age 12 all the way to age like probably 17, 18. Like those years are crucial because they're finding themselves, they're trying to find love. And it's like they'll put up, especially if their fathers are absent in their life. If their father is absent in their life, definitely, definitely, definitely talk to them. Make them feel comfortable. Don't make them feel bad. Make them feel comfortable so they can open up to you, and talk to them and tell them how important it is for a man to open the door for you. Open the door for you, to be honest with you. Don't force you into anything you want to do, like sex, anything. Tell them, don't let them force you into anything you don't want to do. And even at that certain age, I feel you should wait anyways. But I mean, who am I kidding? It's the 20th century. But just teach them how to respect themselves. Like it's so many situations, so many young girls who end up being single mothers at young ages, who's getting STDs, who wants to commit suicide. It's so many. And they just need more people who are older that they can look up to and they can talk to and ask questions to. And it's just like, I know my mom specifically, she didn't make it easy for me to talk to her. Or my sister. My sister was busy telling on me, and my mother, she didn't make anything easy for me to talk to her. Like, she always was calling me names. Me and her was fighting. Like I said, that's a whole nother topic we will talk about because I have a lot of them. But she didn't make it easy for me. Like, I didn't have nobody to vent to. So what did I vent to? Boys. What did I go to? Boys. Like, and that obviously wasn't good. So that's why it is my passion to like really help people. Like, truly from my heart, I do want to help young girls, women. We all need to stick together and help each other like through these topics. But I've learned from that experience that that age range is very, very, very important. And it did, like I said, was part of the reason that I am the woman I am today. And not saying that I thrive off of other people doing bad, because I really don't. But I can say you have to forgive people like that and move on. Because, like they said, it might be a little cliche, but it's either a lesson or a blessing in your life. And that truly was a lesson. And that person now, he is not doing good. I can tell you that. Like, he got a divorce. He can barely see his kids. Like, that woman, he didn't think she would put him through what she did put him through. So it's like, you have to watch how you treat people, you know? And like I said, I don't thrive off of that. I'm just saying you just really have to watch how you treat people. Like, just forgive people. Like, lessons always come back around. Things always, not lessons, I'm sorry. Things always go back around. What goes around comes around. So you just have to let God, the universe, whatever you believe in, deal with that situation, and you move on. You move forward. You still do good by that person. You still do right by that person. You have to forgive and just let go. And it might sound cliche, but I promise you that's the truth. Because me, like, I'm doing very good compared to him and his situation. Very good. So I just wanted to vent about that. That was my little story for this week, for today. So if you do have any other topics you want to talk about, please comment, let me know, because like I said, we need to talk about these things. And I might even go live too. If I get enough subscribers, which I believe I will, we'll go live. I'll go live and we'll just talk about it. We will talk about it. I am definitely here. All right, but don't forget to like and subscribe. And like I said, we can do girl talk all from all over the world.